What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, and I am bringing you today a spectacular top 10 video. I have come up with what I believe to be the top 10 most inflation-proof Pokemon cards. And you're probably thinking to yourself, inflation-proof? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean by that is, no matter how bad the economy gets, no matter how many of these cards hit the market, they seem to always consistently sell for a certain amount. So if you come to me and said, top 10 Pokemon, what are 10 cards that I could buy and not have to worry about the value of the cards plummeting, these 10 would be the ones I would tell you. Folks, thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being an awesome community. Give the video a like. Please be a subscriber if you're not already. And of course, I will link my eBay affiliate in the description below. If you do any shopping on eBay, it supports the channel tremendously. So thank you so much in advance for doing that. So I have 10 cards I'm going to go over. No, they're not all Charizard cards. Don't worry. I got a lot of variety in this list. Let's get started with the number 10 most inflation-proof card that I can think of, and that is the Charizard GX from Hidden Fates. In my humble opinion, this is one of the most influential Charizard cards of all time. And if we take a look at the population reports for this card, I think you'll agree. This card has been graded a total of 8,022 times by PSA, 1,186 times by CGC, and 2,671 times by BGS. And that is just by these three grading companies, and that is just the English variants of this card. So despite having been graded that many times, this card still, to this day, continues to sell for around $750 to $800 in auction for a PSA 10 example, and around $861 for a BGS 10 example. And that's not counting a BGS 10 Black Label that still, to this day, sells for thousands of dollars. Bottom line, folks, I believe the S-tier popularity of this card will always prevent it from ever really crashing. The number 9 card on our list today is the first edition Jungle Pikachu card. Now let me give you a little history lesson for this card. Back in 2020, 2021, with the Pokemon boom, this card, along with the first edition Eevee from Jungle, was selling for like $1,000 as a PSA 10. It was nuts. And since then, it has come down to around $140 to $170 for a Gem Mint copy. And it has been consistently selling like that for over a year. And perhaps what is even more amazing about this card, it's the only common card we're going to see on our list today. And why I believe it'll never really go too far below this price. This is the Pikachu we all think about when we think of the anime or the video games. As great as the base set Pikachu is, it really doesn't look like the modern day Pikachu we all know and love. And this Jungle Pikachu is very much affordable at around $150 for a PSA 10 copy. The number 8 inflation-proof card on our list today is the Charizard V Max Rainbow Rare from Champion's Path. Now, this card has a staggering 10,131 PSA 10 copies. Yet it still sells in auction for around $375, which is a great segue into the number 7 on our list, which is the secret rare Charizard V, also from Champion's Path, which has been graded probably about as much as the Charizard V Max and sells for even more in auction, most recently selling for about $405. There are not too many cards that can have over 5 figures in PSA 10 copies and still sell for hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. The number 6 card on my list today would have to be the Moltres Zapdos and Articuno GX. And no, I don't mean this one. No, I don't mean that one. And no, I don't mean this one. I mean this one right here. The stained glass Blackstar promo Moltres Zapdos and Articuno GX that you get out of the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box. This is another card with an insane amount of PSA 10 copies, having over 8,500 in existence, yet despite it being so readily available, being in every single Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box, it still continually sells in auction for over $50. This is an illustration that everybody, and I mean everybody, is in love with. And if over 8,500 copies of this card exist and it's still selling for this much, I don't think it's going to be plummeting anytime soon. The number 5 card on our list that defies the fundamentals of Pokemon card investing is the holographic Charizard from the Celebrations Classic Collection. This card has not been out for a year yet, and it already has 4,290 PSA 10 copies. And it continually sells in auction for between $250 to $300. And why do I believe the price of this card won't go down much from here? It's because you can buy a PSA 10 base set Charizard artwork for less than $300, making it the most affordable PSA 10 base set Charizard available. The number 4 card on our list today would have to be the queen of the waifu full art trainer cards, Lily. This full art Lily card from Ultra Prism was once selling for over $1,500, and then it eventually came down to about $750 for a PSA 10 copy. But now, folks, even though we have hundreds upon hundreds graded, this card has actually been coming up in value, most recently selling for $800, $810, $850, and even $870. No other full art card comes close, except maybe like the full art Lycia from Celestial Storm, but even that card is a couple $100 shy of this card. I have been watching Pokemon card auctions like a hawk, and this card, as a PSA 10, has not gotten below $750. This is one of the most desirable full art trainer cards, and it seems to me that it's not going to budge much from this price right here. Getting down to the final 3, we have next the Japanese holographic Charizard CD promo. That, despite having 5,756 PSA 10 copies continually, for years now, sells for over $750. And the same could be said for the holographic Blastoise and Venusaur CD promos. This here is such an iconic artwork. It's even featured on the Unlimited base set booster box. It is one of the original Charizard designs, and I don't believe it's gonna budge much from this price right here. The number 2 card on our list is a very modern card. It is the alternate art Umbreon VMAX, the Moonbreon, if you will. That, get this folks, when it first came out, when I first did a top 10 most expensive Evolving Skies card list, this was the number 3 most expensive card, and it was selling for $850 as a PSA 10. That was when it first came out. Over a year later, with many, many hundreds of graded copies that have come out since, this card is actually selling for more, selling most recently for $890 in auction. So the law is supposed to be the more saturated a card is, the less valuable it's going to be. Where the Umbreon VMAX here is defying that by actually increasing in value over time, so it seems. This has been the number 1 alternate art card people have been wanting, and for good reason. I don't see it being dethroned anytime soon, and it has kept its value over the past year, for sure. And the number 1 inflation-proof card that I'm going to put at the top of the list is the most insane one, I believe. It is the Charizard V Blackstar promo that you get from the Champions Path Elite Trainer Box. What sets this card apart from every other card we've talked about, or any other card in Pokemon, is that it is the most graded Pokemon card of all time. Folks, this card has 36,565 PSA 10 copies. That's just PSA 10 copies. No other card comes close to having as many graded copies as this card right here, but it continually sells in auction for over $40. That means you could still, with as many graded copies that are available, you could still send this card into PSA today at what, $20, $22 for bulk submission, and double your money, still, with this many examples available. So let me ask you this, community, exactly how many more graded copies of this card do we need for it to actually decrease any more in value? When you have what seems to be an infinite supply of gem mint copies of this card, and it still sells for over $40 constantly, it has not let up, leads me to believe this is the number 1 inflation-proof card, the card that no matter how many hit the market will always sell for a pretty decent amount. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Let me know about some cards that you see that are so heavily populated yet continue to hit pretty big numbers in auction or even buy it now prices. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. And that's all I got for you. I will catch you in my Auctions of the Week recap coming this Saturday. Thank you.